All right, Rain, what's going on, my friends? This is Joe, and in this video, I want to talk about text scripts. So these are things, if you just got started with the system, or even if you got started a while ago, the stuff that I'm about to show you, you want to take action on immediately and stay consistent with it. And more importantly, if you have a team in Rain or you're building a team in Rain, get your reps to do this stuff, because this is what creates a lot of exposures, creates three-way calls, it creates activity within the organization. So here's what most people can't do right off the bat. They can't drive traffic to different funnels and things like that on their own anyways. But what everyone can do is prospect people that they might know that are in their phone contacts, whether they be, friends and family members or acquaintances. I mean, we all have probably on average 500, maybe 1,000, maybe more contacts in your phone. Those are people that you can reach out to. And the reality is, if you hit them up with a text message, and I'm going to show you what to send to them, and they don't respond, big whoop. You might not have, talked to them ever again anyways, right? So when you get into your marketing system, you click on My Marketing Pages and go to the Lead Capture section. This very top link, be sure you check it out. It's called Text Message Scripts or Text Scripts. So you click on here, and you can see that we have a page in here that has these scripts. So this is your starting point. The reality is this: you want to get people open to seeing information about Rain, whether it's your intentions to get them in as a customer or potentially a business partner if they're a business-minded person, or even if they're not, they could turn into that. So you have to open the conversation up. Here's what you don't want to do, and you've probably been a victim of this before, right? Someone just calls and hits you with a sales pitch. I wouldn't focus on that. I would definitely not do that. What I would focus on is opening up the conversation first. So this is a great starter text to send over to a good friend, because it's lingo that you would probably use. So if I had a good friend named Jen, I might say, "Hey Jen, got a quick question for you when you get a sec." When Jen responds back and says something like, "Yeah, what's up?" I might want to hit her with a text that says something like this: "I think I found something you love. Got a quick 2 minutes to check out a video." Once your friend responds and they're down to see some information, or you've prepped them to see some information, that's when you're going to send these text a friend links. All right. So if Jen is, a health conscious friend of mine, I think she'd really like this video with Dr. Christina Ram Cook talking, I'd probably want to shoot this link directly to her. And you can see it's small. It's designed to look really good on a phone. So when we go back here, you can pick and choose what video you want to send to that person. If Jen was a business-minded friend of mine and I knew she was all about business and making money and side hustles or whatever, I might want to lead with more of the opportunity, the social commerce piece. So hopefully that gives you an idea of where we're going with this. You want to open a friend up with a text message. Once they're down to see some information, hit them with one of these videos, because these videos do a good job of piquing interest. And that's your only job here, is for me to get Jen interested to say, "Yeah, this looks kind of interesting. I'd love to try the product," or "This business model looks pretty cool." At that point, I could get her on a three-way call or set up a time to meet up with her. So the idea is pique interest, point to a resource. Here's your resources. And then from there, bring the conversation into a meeting or a three-way call or whatever. So you might say, "Okay, that sounds good. I can reach out to my friends and say that." Odds are they have 5, 7, maybe 10 if you're really popular. Good friends that you'd reach out to on a daily basis. But you probably have hundreds, if not potentially thousands, of other people's numbers in your phones that you might want to reach out to. So these are good conversation starters to use to reach out to someone you haven't talked to in a long while. You might want to say, "Hey, I know we haven't talked in a while, but wanted to get your opinion on something real quick." Or, "Hey, I know we haven't talked in forever, but wanted to reach out and get your, oh, you know what? I got to fix this typo here." But anyways, this is just a different variation of this. It's, "I want to get your opinion on a new venture I'm pursuing. I'm looking for some product testers." You guys can use this one to potentially get some people interested in trying out a sample. And feel free to modify these scripts. I mean, you guys don't need to use these exactly, but they work. It opens the conversation up. So let me go back over to here. If we were to follow that and send, and a lot of you guys probably have acquaintances that you want to reach out to, but if you were to hit them with one of these initial texts and they responded back with, "Yeah, what's up?" something like that, you might want to hit them with a text like this that you can see in here. Here it is over here. All right. And not all of this is here, but I'll make sure to update that. But you guys can hit them with a longer text where you pretty much just say, "Weird question, I know, but would you be willing to check out a video my company just released and giving me some honest feedback on it, or if it's of interest to you?" It's a seed-based nutritional company, so kind of different, but really awesome too. I'm doing some market research of my own. An acquaintance that you might have talked to 6, 12, 18 months ago, they probably are going to say, yeah, sure. If they say, I'm not interested, you leave it at that. If they don't respond, you leave it at that. But the beauty of it is, this usually pulls a response out of someone and gets them open to seeing some information. You just opened up the gate to get information to them. And then from there, guys, let the videos do the talking and then let that guide the conversation. All right, so there you go. One thing I'll tell you is, as you're talking to acquaintances or friends, right before you're about to send the video, if you did it in a prior text like this one, to Jen, for example, Jen already said right here, yeah, I'm always down to check out something new. You don't need to ask them again if they're down to check out a video. They already said yes, but these texts can vary based on what your prospect says back to you. Just make sure, and really hear what I'm saying, make sure that the person has verbally or texted you and said, yes, I'm down to look at a video, or I'm down to look at information, or I'm open to doing that. If you send it without that, immediately a sales wall goes up because they didn't consent to checking anything out yet. It's always a good idea to make sure you get that. So no matter how the text or where the text leads, your goal is to get these videos in front of them, but make sure that you say something around this, right? You down to check out a cool video, or are you open to seeing the video, or something like that. And at that point, you're going to send the link, all right? So you're going to go back into your page here, and you're going to select which one you want to send, and you're going to send it. From there, people, when they go to your page, so the hypothetical is, say I send this to my friend Jen. She's on this page. Imagine she's on her phone. She clicks on Tell Me More. It's going to tell her to send a message back to me. Now, this is going to display your name here, but it's going to tell your prospect to send a text message back to you. So if you don't hear back from your prospect, you're going to want to follow up with them. And I wouldn't say, don't do it immediately, because some people might be at work, they can't watch a video, etc. But if they haven't responded back, you can hit them with a message like this maybe a few hours later. Were you able to check the video out yet? If not, all good. Thank you, by the way. And usually that will prompt them to say, oh, I haven't yet, but I'll check it out now. Or they'll read it and they'll say, oh, I got to check that real quick. And then they'll watch it and then they'll hit you back. For a person that does respond back and they say something like, wow, that seems really cool, lead in with a text like this. Awesome. What'd you like best about what you saw? They might tell you right off the bat, wow, this looks crazy. I'd love to try this product out. That's when you want to go ahead and go in for the close. You want to bring them to the next step, etc. So if you need to, watch this video again. The overall idea here is open the conversation, pique interest, point to a resource. Let me say it again. Open the conversation, pique interest, point to a resource, which is your video. You can do this 5, 10 times a day, every single day. You don't have to do it 100 times in a day. You can if you want, but do it 5, 10 times a day so you don't overwhelm yourself. You don't forget to, to follow up with people. Most sales are made after the 8th to 12th follow-up in the sales industry, no matter where you go across the board. The fortune's in the follow-up. So you can do this on a consistent basis, but make sure that you get your team to do it too. This is where massive duplication is created. And then obviously while you're doing this stuff, of course, the cold market funnels, the traffic, all that can happen. But this should be your bread and butter and your main focus right out of the gate, especially for someone who just got involved. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this, appreciated this. We'll see you on the next training. Bye-bye.